So I wanted to follow up on the last video because I don't think I completely explained myself, but cars are getting way too fast. So first of all, I need y'all to understand that most people, including yourself, are not capable of driving an F1 car because the fact that these things go so fast, your reflexes and your attention to your surroundings and everything are not fast enough to react to things that may happen in an F1 car. Taking a corner at, 100 miles an hour is not within most humans' capabilities. So not everybody can get an F1 car, but the problem with that is when you have an average driver that happens to have a little bit more money and he buys a 1,000 horsepower car that can do a 1.9 second 0 to 60, and you're driving next to people who also don't know how to drive, you are bringing yourself closer to death every time you put your foot to the floor in this kind of car. And this is an even bigger problem with EVs rather than ICE cars because you have even less of a perception of speed than you would in like 1,000 horsepower like Lambo or Hellcat or something like that. In the last video, I spoke on how a 458 feels like you're going faster even though it has less horsepower and less torque than a BMW M8. Well, it's even worse with this. So my first time in one of these, my coworker at the Porsche dealership floored it and then came to a complete stop and then floored it again. And by the time he was done with that, I was ready to throw up. I've been in cars with more than twice the horsepower under load, but the reason I didn't throw up in those is because I had the tactile and audible cues that would have let me know that I'm going fast and my body was able to react to that. But when you're just having G-forces thrown at you and there's no engine noise and there's no kind of road noise because the suspension is so soft as well, that there's no kind of road noise letting you know that you're actually going fast, then your guts are just getting thrown around inside your body and you don't even know it. Usually when you're driving a car, you know that you're about to get on the gas because you're the one doing it. And so your body kind of reacts and you kind of flex your ab muscles and you kind of tighten up your arms and everything because you know that you're about to accelerate. Your neck is not going to be thrown back into the seat. That's another thing. I tapped the throttle in a Taycan Turbo S once and it slammed my head back into the seat and gave me a headache. But when you're driving a car, you understand that you have to, you tense up because you know you're about to floor it, right? But as the passenger, you may not be as prepared if the driver's not telling you. So you kind of get thrown around a little bit, especially through corners and things like that. This is the same kind of effect you get in an EV, except you just don't know it all, like ever. Like even as a passenger, if the driver's telling you they're gonna floor it, you don't have any audible cues. There's no engine noise, there's no road noise that's gonna tell you that you're gonna speed up. So I can only imagine that when you get in a car like this, it's gonna feel like you're getting stabbed in the guts and it's just uncomfortably fast. Back to combustion cars, even still, if you don't have Formula One driver reflexes and a car pulls out in front of you on the interstate while you're going 150, you're not even gonna realize until it's too late. And the average person having that kind of access to that kind of power is just insane to me, especially when they've had no track experience to really explore the limits of their car. 1,000 horsepower is beyond most people's comprehension of speed. Probably about 450 horsepower is a sweet spot and is already faster than 90% of people on the road.